Hi everyone. So, going to talk you through a topic that's been the most requested topic so far, which is about syncopation, kind of funky stuff. How do we get that into our banjo playing? So, syncopation covers a lot of different kind of areas, I guess, in terms of banjo playing. So it's very common in old time tunes in itself and in bluegrass tunes, and my use of it, often I use it for my sort of funky clawhammer stuff. So hopefully I'll try and cover a bit of everything in this little video. So the main thing with syncopation, it's a technique often known as an M skip. So that's where you do a downstroke where you intentionally don't play a string, which sounds a bit of a weird thing to say in isolation. But basically what we're used to in a lot of the early tunes in clawhammer is basically there always tends to be a note on the downstroke, and maybe it's just variable as to whether there's whether there's a note on the offbeat. Whereas we turn that on its head and do more work with the thumb and less work with our finger, if you like. So on a very basic level, what that would mean is you do a downstroke, as I say, with no note, and then your thumb needs to land on whatever string you want to play next, and then your thumb plays that string. So to give you an example, I'm going to start with a rhythm that doesn't contain any, then introduce it as we go. So if you start with a thing called, so the bum ditty strum, which you're probably familiar with, is where you play an individual string, then a brush, and then a thumb. Drop thumbing is where your thumb goes down to play a different string. So you would play string 1, string 2, string 1, string 5. So 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. So that's the pattern we're going to start with. So to introduce some syncopation into it, what we're going to do is take out one of the notes. So we're going to take out the first note of the 1, 2, 1, 5 bit. So it's going to sound like this. So there's a gap there. Like that. Don't know what the head movement was in Adol. And as I say, all we're doing there is instead of hitting string 1, we're hitting nothing, but our thumb's landing on the second string ready. And incidentally, this rhythm comes in very handy when you're playing certain kinds of songs that don't really want a driving bum ditty rhythm, but they want a slightly more, a different sort of rhythm. It's quite a common acoustic guitar or ukulele rhythm. And it's a way for us to play it clawhammer style. So just to slow that right down, we've got bum, ditty as before, then no note, 2, 1, 5. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. So if you look at this month's tab of Salt Creek, there's quite a few moments in that where you need to do this technique, which is where, as I say, you do a downstroke with no note and then a thumb on the offbeat. So that's kind of the basics of syncopation. What we're going to do now is look at how to funk it up a little bit. So first way, very simply, is in that gap that we've created where we've got no note, instead of just missing the strings and not playing anything, hit the skin instead. So and instantly it feels a little bit funkier. And whatever speed you do, it sounds pretty cool. So just to slow that down again, bum, ditty, drum 2, 1, 5. Like that, except don't miss the string like I just did. So that's that rhythm. So what I'm going to do is introduce a couple of funky riffs for you, because as I say, this is a very requested area that people have asked for, so I'm delighted to share a bit of a secret with you. So if we take the rhythm that we've already done, we're basically just going to add a little detail to make it a little bit funkier. So on beat 1, instead of just playing your third string, we're going to play our so that's 3rd fret, 4th string, and then either slide or hammer up to your G, or whichever you prefer. And then do, instead of a full brush, just do like a sort of mini brush, maybe just the bottom 2 strings, like that. And then follow the slap 2, 1, 5. So we get this. So I know I added a few daft little runs in there, but basically that's the principle of it. We've gone from this, and it's only just a couple of steps to there. If you do want to know what that little run was, I think I can't remember what I did. That was it. So a little slide 3 to 4 on the 3rd string, then a pull off, and then the F again. So that's basically a little riff you can do. If you want to put that into practice, what you can do, riff playing is a great way to accompany both tunes and songs. One thing is you can take a 12-bar blues where you got 4 bars of G, 2 bars of C, 2 bars of G, then 1 bar each of D, C, and then 2 bars of G at the end. And you can use the riff that we've created and basically keep the same right hand pattern all the way through. All you've got to really change is you put your chord on, and at the beginning of the bar, so let me explain. So far we've got this. So we do 4 bars of that. Then we're going to go to C. Back to G. D. C. G. So that was the same rhythm all the way through with the right hand. So basically, for a C chord, just hammer on that note there, go into your C chord, and then for D, I just played just my 4th string. And that was pretty much it. So you can have a little bit of fun with that pattern, and then I'll also teach you a little bit from Hammer and Nail, which is a song I've been doing since about 1485, and is really where my sort of funky claw hammer thing started. So it's this little riff. So to break that down, we've got a slide from fret 3 to fret 4 on the 3rd string. That's B flat to B. Then a drop thumb, 1st string, 3rd string. Then beat 2, hit the skin. Beat 3, hit your 3rd string. Sorry, I got that wrong. Beat 3, hit the skin. Beat 4, hit your 3rd string. That's the first bar. And then bar 2. So beat 1 is empty. You could do a little skin hit again. Beat 2, you're gonna hammer on the 3rd fret, 4th string, hammer on the 3rd fret, 3rd string, drop thumb the 4th string, and then play the 3rd fret. And really make it heavy on beat 3 of each bar. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Sometimes I actually hit the skin on beat 3 of the 2nd bar as well, instead of playing that note. That can work as well. And similar thing to the 12-bar blues, basically just follow roughly the same pattern for each chord. So for C, keep your C chord on, hammer on an F, 3rd string, 4th string, and then that note again. So you get my boss man said I gotta get to work before I have to let you go. He just swans around and he pays no attention to the sweat coming off my nose. But after 10 years of him bugging me out, there's one thing I've learned well. I'd rather be a hammer than a nail. So for the A and the D chords there, I just did a... So that's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So play on beat 1, no note on beat 2, drop thumb on 2 and, no note on 3, drop thumb on 3 and then play the chord again. Hope that makes some kind of sense. Have a bit of fun with that. Do the 12 bar blues thing, hammer and nail. Let me know if you need any further guidance on that. But syncopation basically is a great way to vary your tunes, even in a more old-time context. There are loads of tunes that use it. Little Rabbit, Ducks on the Mill Pond, great tunes that use that syncopation technique. Again, just if you're accompanying a song or something, it's a great alternative to just pounding the bum ditty rhythm all the time. And obviously, if you're into the funky clawhammer stuff, then hopefully that's given you a bit of an insight into that as well. But let me know if you've got any questions. Keep in touch and have fun. Cheers.